Can Logan Paul and KSI become billionaires from this brand new low-calorie drink? It's sold out everywhere, most of the time. It's talked about in podcasts, TV shows, and even celebrities post photos with it. Yeah, you are right. We're talking about Prime Drink. Prime was thought up by two of the biggest influencers on YouTube, KSI and Logan Paul, whose heated rivalry in the boxing ring created future partnerships that has clearly paid off. In this video, we take a look if Prime Drink can make Logan Paul and KSI billionaires. Before we get into why Prime could be Logan Paul and KSI's most profitable venture, we first need to see where it all began. Way back in December 2021, KSI and Logan Paul hinted at stepping into the ring for their third and final fight to settle the score. The third installment of the American vs. the Brick created a considerable amount of hype, with the pair holding an Instagram Live where they drew an audience of 500,000. Unfortunately, the hints of a third fight were just a strategy to get a large group of fans together to reveal their new collaborative project, Prime Energy. KSI and Logan Paul's boxing matches were the start of celebrity boxing events that took root in the sport and created its own subculture, which was met with mixed reviews from fans of traditional boxing. KSI eventually came up on top, with the first fight resulting in a majority draw and KSI defeating Logan in the second fight through a split decision. Their first meeting in the ring was one of the most significant events in recent internet history, as Logan and KSI discovered and took advantage of an untapped market, which opened up many more money-making opportunities outside of the YouTube ecosystem. KSI had something of an edge over Logan when they first fought, however, as KSI had already had a fight with Joe Well, while this mainstream event was Logan Paul's boxing debut. The fight drew 21,000 fans to the venue and generated an eye-watering 1.3 million pay-per-view purchases worldwide. In true YouTube fashion, where drama is king, the crowd in Manchester booed when the majority draw was announced by the judges. This meant that a second fight was inevitable to determine who was the better fighter. At the time of their second fight, on the 9th of November 2019, at the Staples Centers in Los Angeles, there was a lot of animosity between the two. Eventually, that fight saw KSI crowned the YouTube boxing champion after Logan got a 2-point deduction for hitting KSI in the back of the head in the fourth round. 18 months after the second fight, however, the two had buried the hatchet and began collaborating on several YouTube videos together. Logan Paul made an appearance on the KSI show and also appeared in a Sideman Sunday video, which saw the two influencers and the rest of the Sidemen go fishing. In return, KSI appeared on the Impulsive podcast, with one of the episodes becoming one of the most watched installments in the podcast history. The pair have come a long way from creating diss tracks and instead have chosen to join forces to maximize their revenue growth from their incredible popularity. KSI and Logan Paul reported earnings of $900,000 from the 2019 rematch, although those numbers likely rose into the millions due to the sales from their pay-per-view service, which was one of the most successful in the history of boxing. The fight cost $10 in the UK and $20 in the US, which meant that the profits went through the roof. In fact, KSI and Logan earned $50 million for their first fight, with the event making around $185 million in total. In a short period of time since the release of Prime, the energy drink hasn't been able to stay on the shelves long enough, with the item selling out instantly since it was released on the UK market in 2022. Those who managed to get a hold of the drink began posting taste reviews and began reselling them for higher amounts, which only created even more considerable hype around the product, pushing sales and production. This, of course, maximized the profits for Logan and KSI, providing a healthy cash flow into their asset pool. In December, large UK supermarkets like Aldi and Costco began ordering Prime in huge quantities, which of course further created a demand that made it go viral. It's a clever marketing strategy. While the hype was at its highest, Prime Energy cans were released for the UK markets, increasing the duration of its maximum peak period. With the drink now being adopted by other cultures outside of YouTube, the financial benefit of the product was utilized. For example, the now infamous whiskey wine shop in the UK posted a video of them selling crates of Prime for £1,070, which is around $1,300. In a pub in the UK, the manager started accepting bottles of Prime as payment, with an alleged drug dealer claiming that he began offering a deal of 3 Prime drinks for £100. Drug dealers changing their products to a sport drink just goes to show you how incredibly lucrative investing in Prime Energy has become. While Logan and KSI don't see profits from resellers, the demand has meant that the production of the drink has been working at full throttle for months, injecting a large amount of money into their accounts for their share in the company. Prime has now been making mainstream media, with the news channels reporting fights breaking out between adults and teens in the Aldi supermarket, and Gordon Ramsay trying the drink on live radio, although he compared it to drinking perfume. Several rappers like Central C are also cashing in on the hype by posting the drink on their Instagram story, expanding the demand for the drink into other fan bases. Due to the scalping prices that have seen the 2-pound drink selling for £20 in the UK, which are being sold on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, it'll soon be time for the company to increase their base prices, which consumers will happily pay if production can be increased further. Logan, who is a former Disney Channel kid, has shared the valuation figure of the shares, comparing Prime to how 50 Cent sold his share in vitamin water to Coca-Cola in 2007. Logan has said that his shares alone will be worth around $5 billion in the next couple of years if the trajectory planned out by experts continues. The $5 billion also applies to KSI shares, which will add to his £21 million empire that includes a portfolio of property purchases. Prime isn't the only stream of money coming in for KSI, however, with the fighter returning to the ring to fight rapper Swarms and Luis Alcaraz, a professional boxer, in the same event. Since his 3-year break, KSI has been concentrating on his YouTube and music career, which has made him one of the largest and most profitable influencers on the planet. KSI's property empire, which is worth £10 million, was started with his company called Kilimanjaro Your Mom, Ltd., which recently had another £1.5 million of houses injected into it. The Throne Holdings holding company reported a worth of £4 million in the last year. With his music label, The Online Takeover also reported to have a worth close to $1 million, despite only being 1 year old. Logan is also incredibly skilled at strategic marketing, which most of his revenue streams come from. Though his YouTube videos and his impulsive podcast, which has hosted some of the biggest names on the internet, Logan has made millions from AdSense, advertisements, and sponsors alone. Though these types of deals, Logan has made a lot of money from working with companies such as Pinot, Pepsi, and Virgin Mobile. Logan also makes millions from the sales of his merchandise, creating his own IP, Maverick Clothing, which sells designs that are based on the brand of the online personality. In recent years, Logan has moved into the crypto space, even making his own ecosystem called Crypto Zoo, although the project did run into problems late last year when the development slowed down and massive value losses of the currency hit the headlines in a negative way. One of Logan's many investments are in Pokemon cards, especially vintage cards from the base set and early event cards. This includes the purchase of a PSA 10 base set Shadowless Charizard, which he wore around his neck in his second fight with KSI, which he spent $150 to obtain. Logan's most expensive purchase was the incredible rare PSA grade 10 Pikachu Illustrator card, which he got through a private auction for $5.27 million in July 2021. This won him a Guinness World Record title for spending the most amount of money on a Pokemon card. In February 2021, Logan also purchased 6 sealed boxes of the first Pokemon set to be printed back in 1998 for $2 million. He then resold several packs from the boxes at $10,000 each, which he streamed. This reclaimed much of the money he spent on the purchase while keeping several of the sealed boxes for himself. The event also went viral, which further made the influencer much more profitable than the initial investment and increased the numbers of his fan base exponentially. Prime is bought out by Kentucky-based company called Congo Brands, with Prime being built and promoted by Logan and KSI. Congo Brands has grown exceptionally in just 3 years, increasing its employees from just 40 to 650. It's also expanded its operations across all 50 states in the U.S., as well as all across the United Kingdom. This earned the company the Rising Star title of the 2022 BevNet Awards, making Prime one of the most successful drink brands in history in a very short period of time. Due to the unforeseen sellouts across the United Kingdom, KSI was forced to make a video telling people that scalpers are ripping them off, and the best thing to do is to buy them from supermarkets and stores for the base price, rather than contribute to stock shortages, as the scalpers are buying them solely to make considerable profit on the secondary market. The revenue forecast for Prime has a growth of 135% over the next 3 years, which will make it a billion-dollar industry. When it comes to sales of Prime alone, in October 2022, the company saw product sales of $54 million, which rose to $115 million by the end of the year. While we are only a couple of months into 2023, the company has already shared product sales figures of $100 million, which is a testament to the incredible growth of the Prime energy drink. This indicates that the first billion from the product sales alone could be seen by the end of 2023. If the success of Prime Energy continues to rise at the trajectory it is incredibly likely that KSI and Logan will be billionaires in the next couple of years from Prime alone. Not to mention the other strong cash flow assets the pair own. The reason why these influencers have achieved the success they have is that they understand how to generate and capitalize on hype, which doesn't seem to be slowing down. From KSI's work in the music industry to Logan's outlandish yet strategic investments in the trading card sector, these two content creators are living proof that becoming a self-made billionaire is still achievable in 2023. Thanks to the boom of the digital age and the shift in consumers, which mainly revolve around the younger demographic.